Welcome back, everyone. It was April 15th, 5 years ago, that Rosann Sdoia did something she loved to do, something she'd been doing since she was a kid, heading into the heart of Boston to watch the marathon.
But as we all know, that day was different, and that day changed Rosann's life forever. She's written about her experiences in her book, Perfect Strangers, Friendship, Strength, and Recovery After Boston's Worst Day. And
Rosann is here joining us in the Better Studio today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
That day literally changed your life, and as Kara and I were just discussing, we hear a lot about that day, but we don't always hear about the story that follows that day.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why, there's a list of reasons why I did the book, but that's one of the reasons why I did it, because everybody knows that bad day, but not everybody knows the good that's come out of it, and the people that I've met along the way. It's been an amazing journey since that particular day. It's been really for the better.
But like your husband, who happened to be the firefighter who helped you?
Yes, yes. He's definitely one of the ones that came out of it on the good side.
Well, tell us about that.
You know, he was just in the right place, I guess, at the right time when I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And he's basically been there right through everything. And we just hit it off and had this bond that really grew from all of the recovery that I did. And I think initially we were both there to help each other, and it just really grew from there.
I hate to ask you to recount that day, but could you tell us the circumstances of why you were there? And
Sure, yeah. I mean, at this point it feels surreal, like it never even happened, even though I live with it. But I had two good friends that were running. I'd gone into the Red Sox game in the morning like I've done many, many years in the past, and then made our way over to Forum Restaurant on Boylston Street, because that's where our friends knew to watch for us when they were coming down Boylston Street. So we had gotten an alert that our friend Jen was approaching, and we had stepped outside.
And then it happened. Were your friends okay?
Yes, thankfully. Thankfully.
Wow, that's remarkable.
Minor things like ear damage, but other than that, good.
And then you're on the ground and you're trying to get away, and you can't. And literally strangers are helping you.
Yes, yes, complete strangers. That, I mean, there were so many different ones, but particularly Shores, Shayna, and Mike are really the three that I've bonded with a ton and extremely close. And I honestly can't imagine life without them being in my life at this point.
The difficult day came where you had to have your leg amputated. I know that that must have been really difficult, but what I love that you write about in the book is that so much bad happened to pave the way for so much good later. What happened for you? What has changed you that you're now helping so many other people?
So before I was a vice president at a real estate development company, but now I do public speaking. I work with peer mentoring to help those that are about to be amputated or have been amputated and pay it forward. I volunteer and go visit these people to see if I can shed some hope and some light on them like people did for me. And there were a lot of organizations and charities that stepped up immediately, but only because it was a media sensation. Where if you get amputated today or a regular day, you don't have that media sensation, so you don't know all of the organizations that are out there. And I do a lot to promote them, different ones like the Challenged Athletes Foundation, Disabled Sports USA, Heather Abbott, who's another survivor from Rhode Island, she started her own foundation, the Heather Abbott Foundation, and she provides cosmetic-type prosthetics for people who can't afford them, because they're ridiculously expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, this is $100,000 that I have on my leg.
Wow.
More so because I'm above knee, but even still, if you're below knee, they can range anywhere from 10 to 50 grand, depending on what you have.
The journey, it hasn't always been easy. I mean, you were in despair in the beginning,
yes,
and that has changed for you. That's okay. To be in those dark days and then, realize that the hope is at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely, and I think everybody has a bad day, right? I mean, you have bad days.
Absolutely.
I just have a different set of them. I mean, that particular one day was really bad.
Right.
But we had an organization, Semper Fi, America's Fund, who came, and they're veterans, military veterans, Marines who had been over fighting for our safety that came to visit us, and they were amputated. And when they walked in that room, it was truly amazing. And they just didn't give me hope, but they gave my family hope that I could return back to work. I could live on my own in my own apartment. I live in the city in Boston in a North End apartment, so I have 18 stairs to my apartment. Trying to imagine climbing that every day or going down that every day. So with two legs, it was difficult.
Right, exactly.
Now with just one. So
people, we're living in really difficult times for people, and a lot of people are having really difficult things happen to them. What do you think, standing on the other side, what helped you get out of that despair? What's the lesson here that maybe others can benefit from?
Individually for me, I mean, everybody has their own journey through this, but I really tried to stay positive. I focused on the good, what my life was prior to this, and also to realize that I have a choice. And that choice can be that I can be negative, be sad, be dark. I do allow myself to have that time, but more so I focus on the positive. It's my choice to make which day I'm going to have.
Yeah.
And I've really focused on trying to stay positive and to just keep moving forward.
Well, again,
Thank you
Rosann's
so
book
much.
is Perfect Strangers, Friendship, Strength, and Recovery After Boston's Worst Day. You can find it at favorite booksellers. Thank you so much, Rosann, for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And to learn more about Rosann Sdoia and her upcoming speaking engagements, you can check out her website. It is robostrong.com.
Love it. I love it. I love it.